Hi, this is Deborah from Dinglefoot.com, and this week I have a card using a shape from a Cricut cartridge, and this is from Ornamental Iron, and I actually used the window shape on gate 9E, and I cut it at 5 inches. And this is something, if you don't have a Cricut cartridge, you can cut a shape like this easily. It might not have all the little fancy lattice work in here, but what we're basically going for is a window shape. So as long as it has a little area in here, it's going to work for this card. I have a pearl background paper, and so when you stamp on pearl, which I'm going to be doing, you're going to need StazOn ink or some other type of solvent-based ink. And my stamp today is going to be a Tim Holtz stamp, Urban Chic, and I'm going to be using this little saying right here. It says, "Live in the moment and make it so beautiful that it will be worth remembering." So I'm going to be using that stamp. And I also have some silver stickles, and I have these teensy little Prima flowers. You could use a punch, just any little tiny flower shape like that. And I have 4 of those. So I think that's all I'm going to need. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright, I'm going to get my StazOn ink. You might want to lay your shape down on your card just to see where you want to stamp. I want this saying to be right in the middle kind of my window, so I'll just kind of try to get it there in the middle. So let's get this stamp inked up good. Okay. Let's try to get this kind of straight in there. Just press that down real good. Okay. And you can see that ink just stays on so nice and it doesn't smear. So now we're just going to take our window and it's going to just go right around that saying. So if you have anything, any kind of stamp that has a thin stamping area like that, that will work just great. So now I got to get my window put on. These ones are a little bit tricky. I just kind of dab a little glue here and there, just very, very light coat. Just barely touch it to the surface. These are kind of, when the shape is so small, when the gluing area is so small, you just have to really be careful not to overdo it, because you don't want the glue squishing out on the sides all over your card, because that doesn't look good either. So I just kind of touch it here and there. Get some down in the corner. Okay, so that should work pretty well. You can take off a little extra if you think it's going to squish out. Kind of spread it around. Okay, so that's just going to go right on the front of my card. Like that. And all we have left to do is to take our little flowers, and I'm just going to glue a few in this corner here. It's probably 3. Okay. And then I'm going to take one and put it right in the middle at the top. So that little guy's going to go right there. And then just to dress up our flowers a little, I'm going to take my silver stickles and just put a little teensy dot. You could also use little tiny gems or whatever you want to use. And if you want to, since the stickles write so easily, you can take them and just lay some down in some of these shapes. So if you want to fill up some of these shapes here, just for a little bit of contrast, just remember that, if you put them on kind of thick like this, it's going to take a little while to dry, a couple hours or so. So this, if you do this, it's going to have to be a card that you make in advance. It can't be a quick one just to give to someone. But that's just such a simple idea. I hope you get a chance to try it. And thanks so much for watching.